We're getting a little bit more information now about what's going on in Turkey, although it is relatively sketchy at present. These are some of the pictures coming into us from the Turkish broadcaster NTV, which appear to show military vehicles along one of the bridges in Istanbul. We're also getting reports that footage of tanks at the entrance to Istanbul's Ataturk airport have been seen as well. So let me give you a little bit more context. Turkey's Prime Minister has tonight said that a group within Turkey's military has engaged in what he said appeared to be an attempted coup. He's talked to NTV, the broadcaster in Turkey, saying that it's correct there was an attempt, is what he says, but it's unclear whether or not the situation is ongoing or not. And the Prime Minister, Yildirim, didn't provide any more detail than that. He did say that Turkey would never allow any initiative that would interrupt democracy. And all this comes amid other reports coming into us from different news agencies, from Reuters to Associated Press, suggesting that military jets have been heard flying over the capital, Ankara. Also, some reports in the media suggesting that ambulances were seen in front of Turkey's military headquarters. Other reports as well suggesting that some gunshots had been heard, according to some witnesses talking to the Reuters news agency, as well as these military jets and helicopters seen flying overhead. And as we say, we see those pictures of what looks like military vehicles over bridges. The broadcaster NTV has reported that both of Istanbul's bridges across the Bosphorus, which is the strait separating the European and Asian sides of the city, had been closed to traffic. But it hasn't been clear whether all of these different events have been connected until Turkey's Prime Minister has spoken to the national broadcaster, suggesting that he believed what appeared to be an attempted coup had been going on. He does use the past tense. He said it's correct that there was an attempt, but it's not clear whether or not the situation is ongoing. He's described it as an illegal attempt by elements in the military after bridges were partially shut down in Istanbul and the jets flew low over Ankara. So we'll try and gather more information for you and try and clarify what's going on there in Turkey and bring you all the very latest after this short break. Let's just bring you up to date with the very latest breaking news from Turkey. These are the scenes in Istanbul via the local broadcaster NTV, which has shown pictures of military vehicles appearing to block off bridges in Istanbul. They also show tanks at the entrance to Istanbul's Ataturk airport. That's what you're seeing right at the moment, tanks at the airport there. The Prime Minister of Turkey has said in the last few minutes that a group within Turkey's military is engaged in what he said appeared to be an attempted coup. He said it's correct that there was an attempt. He's described it as an illegal action. He said that Turkey would never allow any initiative that would interrupt democracy. And earlier on this evening, we were getting reports that witnesses describing seeing military jets flying over the capital, Ankara, and also that ambulances have been seen in front of Turkey's military headquarters, and ambulances, as I say, in front of those in front of the military headquarters. Gunshots also heard in Ankara, according to witnesses. Helicopters flying overhead as well, both in Ankara and in Istanbul. And as I say, Istanbul's bridges across the Bosphorus, the strait separating the European and Asian sides of the city, had also been closed to traffic. So those are the latest pictures coming into us there from Istanbul, with military vehicles out on the street. Turkey's Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has said that those responsible for what he's described as an attempted coup by a faction within the military would pay the highest price. We're keeping a very close eye on events there in Turkey, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the evening.